Hi there, everyone, and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Sarah Newman, and I'm so happy you're joining me for this episode of Saturday with Sara. Today, we have a beautiful collection from our friends at Hunkydory called Especially For You. So let's take a closer look. I'm going to move aside a couple of things here so that we can start with the luxury topper collection. I love these from Hunkydory because you get so much value and such beautiful components to work with. So here you've got 24 sheets. You've got 8 foiled and die cut topper sheets. So this is what they're calling a topper sheet. You've got die cut punch out images here, lots of nesting frames. Everything will pop out of the backing really easily. And of course you've got that beautiful foiling on here. So you have 2 each of 4 different designs. Look at that beautiful floral on here. Here's another one. You've got some sentiments for the inside or the outside of the card. Then you've also got 8 accent foiled cardstock sheets. I'll turn these this way so that we can see a little bit better. Again, you have 2 each of 4 different designs. These can go beautifully on the front of your card or on the inside, but each one of these will have some beautiful gold foiled accents on here. You've got a rich and gorgeous design. Lovely weight of cardstock as well, nice and sturdy. Now you've also got 8 sheets of printed cardstock. Again, 2 sheets of each of 4 different designs. So here you can get a look at some of these. Again, beautiful for the inside or for the outside of your card. You get to choose. And just so beautiful. And of course, everything is totally designed to coordinate. Now also with your luxury topper set, you're going to get an inspiration sheet. And I always really appreciate these. You've got some project ideas on here, front and back, just to give you a little bit of creative inspiration. So then we also have a pack of luxury foiled acetate with 16 sheets, 4 each of 4 designs. You can see that shine on here. Well, I've put some of these up onto some white cardstock so we can see the design a bit more easily. So here you can see you've got some floral accents. You've got a nice foliage border on either side, so there is some really nice shine in here. Beautiful overall design. And then this kind of border treatment I really like, and I think this could go at the top, the bottom, or either side of your card project. And then finally, we have the Square Little Book. Now this contains 150 pages of floral bouquet images and frames. Now these are perfect for your card focals or for the inside of your card. So you've got loads and loads of these, 25 different designs in total. And of course, everything is designed to match beautifully with the papers and with those acetate sheets as well. So you have got a bumper crop of absolutely gorgeous designs to work with. So that is what we've got as our collection today. It is absolutely gorgeous and so much fun to work with. And I think you're really going to enjoy seeing how we can put these papers and embellishments together. So today I have a couple of projects and some demos to share with you too, and I am really so glad you're here. Come play with us. Let's start with this card design, which uses the foil accented cardstock and the toppers from the Luxury Topper collection, along with an image from the Square Little Book that you can see in here. Now I've made my card front with a special fold so that it will open and the foiled border will follow across from the card front to the card inside. This is a really easy technique to do. So I'm going to move aside my card and bring in just a plain white pre-scored 5 by 6.5 inch blank card. Now this is from hot off the press. And I'll just simply fold this up, score this down, and then I'm going to take the front panel and fold the front so that this open flap meets the fold. So I'm just going to kind of roll this back and then smooth this down. Now I find it really helps to have a bone folder to create a nice crisp line on here. So this is my folded opening here. And then what I like to do is cover the inside with my cardstock and then add the front piece. So I've got a piece in motion here for you, piece in progress. So I've used a different one of the cardstock pieces. I love this beautiful floral border. So I've glued this into the back of the card, and then for the front, I've cut the other portion of this piece so you can see where the border will line up, and then I'm going to glue this only to this front piece. So not inside like so, just right in here. And then this will open like so. See how that works? And it's just a really fun way of using some of these beautiful cardstock designs, especially those that have that beautiful border across the bottom. Now, what you can do from here is simply add your embellishments as you wish. So let me bring in my original card here. And you can see that for my card front, I'm really taking advantage of this beautiful floral printed right onto the cardstock. I don't need to do a whole lot else. I've just simply added a die cut border, and I've got this topper which is popped up on foam tape. And I have a little bit of jute twine as an accent there. Then for my card inside, I have one of the images from the square little card. You've got so many to choose from. I just trimmed this down slightly and matted it onto some dark green cardstock. And then I have the little Be Mine message popped up on foam tape. So you can see just how easily these elements come together, and they are so much fun to work with. So that's our first card. Now here's a second card that I want to show you, a little bit different looking. You can really see that shine on that beautiful frame there. Now this also uses the luxury toppers, and you can see this here, also with the square little book images, and this is one of the images here. So first I've covered my card front with the patterned cardstock, and I left a little bit of a white border at the top and the bottom. I have a foiled border going across the center underneath my card focal, and the card focal is an image from the square little book with a luxury topper frame on top layered with foam tape. So let me show you this. Here is the image from the square little book, and I've taken a frame. Now this is a different frame than the one that I used, but it's got that beautiful pattern on there. So what you can do is just simply pop this down, glue it down, or foam tape it down, and then trim around the outside edge so that you don't have any of that white border. You can use one frame, or you could use the second nesting frame if you wanted to have that effect, which is what I did here. So you can put them down nested as they come. You could also, if you wanted to, put this in a different angle and have a completely different look. So you can really play around with those, and I think that is a lot of fun. So I've put my piece onto the card front, adding it with some foam tape for extra dimension, and then I have a gingham bow down at the bottom. Now for the card inside, I have some patterned cardstock with an overlay of metallic acetate. So this is the metallic acetate. I really love this design. It can go as a side border, but it can also go at the top or, of course, at the bottom. Now, to secure this down, I used a very light application of stick glue at the top where the pattern is. Really, really light application, and I applied that to the cardstock rather than putting it on the acetate. And then I've also got more adhesive hidden behind this topper sentiment here. And the acetate is a great way to add some texture and shine to your design, and it's really easy to use. We'll take a look at a couple more techniques in a bit in this webisode. Here's another fun folded design, this time using the Tri-Fold Surprise cutting die, which gives us this layout. A lot of fun and a really great way to give someone a card that's a little bit different. So here's the die that I'm working with. As you can see, it's just one piece here. As with all hot off the press folding dies, they will always give you some instructions as well as a diagram on the folding. So you can see the V here is for a valley fold, the M is for a mountain fold. So once you've taken a look at that, you can see here with the die, it's going to give you your score lines as well as your cut lines. Then you just grab your cardstock or paper and figure out which area you might want to have in different areas of your card. So a little trick for this, something I always do, is make a kind of a sample folded card just out of a piece of spare cardstock. And then that way, before I do my die cutting, I can kind of position this down and see where I might like to have a pattern here on the front, or maybe I wanted a specific pattern here on the inside back. So you can kind of play around with the positioning of that before you do your cutting, which is a lesson that I have learned where I've gotten some accidental surprises. And then once you just fold that up, you can decorate it as you wish. Now, my card focal here is a nested framed floral image, and you may notice a little bit of distressing along the edges of the foiled pieces. So this can be done really easily with a sanding tool. And let me grab one of the foiled pieces here, and we can take a look. So here I've got a beautiful floral, got some nice gold metallic edging on here, and all I need to do is just take that sanding tool really gently going along the edge here and kind of along those little innie bits. You can do as much or as little as you want, but once you have that sanded, you will reveal a bit of that white core that's inside the foiled cardstock. So it's a really fun way to, again, give a little bit of a distressed effect to your project. So I've added the focal here with some foam tape, and there's some of the metallic acetate tucked underneath. The same acetate pattern that we used in the last card too, so that really fun kind of confetti dot print on here. So I've got that going along the edge here. I have a border going over here on one side. I've got another little snippet of leftover cardstock that I'm using as a border here, and that's just bridging the elements here. I've got another one of the toppers just tucked along here, and then a gingham bow to connect the two. And then when you open the card, you'll see this circular die cut, which is just positioned right behind the main focal. And again, another piece of cardstock over here. So a really fun way to create a little bit more of an interactive card design, again, utilizing the beautiful luxury toppers as well as the acetate. Let's take a minute to look at the acetate sheets. These are so versatile, and we've seen how this design, what I'm calling the confetti border, looks really nice whether you're layering it on the top of your card or along the edge. And then we've got another one that would look beautiful edge to edge, this corner floral treatment here. There's the all over design, which you can simply place onto your cardstock, even as I've done onto this white cardstock, and you have a gorgeous background piece. And then we've got what I'm calling the botanical border, and this one is just so much fun to work with. So I thought we could take a closer look at this. So let me bring in my little snippet of acetate here, and you can see even just placing this down onto the background gives you a really gorgeous effect. So whether it's on a plain cardstock color, light or dark, just looks stunning. Now here's a little secret with the Hunkydory acetate. You've got a gold design on one side. If you flip it over, the metallic is a silver. So you can decide which of those two colors you would like to incorporate. So kind of like two sheets in one. Now another thing you might be thinking is, how can I add some color to this overall design? And the answer to that is, of course, an alcohol marker. And this will give you the option to create your own custom colored designs like I've done here on this card. And I've used the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers to do this. Super simple to do. So let's take a look. Now I've got 3 markers on hand. I've got the citrus green, I have the light green, and I have the bright pink. If you are new to these markers, these are some of my favorites. I love these. So essentially what you're getting in each of the markers are 3 different shades of one color. So this one, for example, is the citrus green. I've got a light, I've got a mid, and I've got a dark shade of that same color. So you've got 3 pens in one, which is great for those of us who have minimal storage space in our crafting areas. And this gives you just a whole lot of colors in one simple pen. So let's take a look at how to do our coloring. The first thing I would do is start on the opposite side of the side you want to use. So if you want gold, color on the back on the silver side, and the reverse. If you want silver to show on the front, color on the back. So I'm just going to pop off the cap, and I'll start with the dark, and I'm just going to color this in. Just follow the lines. That's all you need to do. And because I have 2 greens, well, actually I have more, I've got 6 greens, I'm going to alternate leaves on here. So that was with the darkest. Maybe I want to come in with the lightest and color in a few more of those, just for a little bit of variety. And then do the same thing with our light green. I'll start with the dark, and you can really see the contrast here. It's really nice. And again, just creating kind of a random pattern here. And let's do the middle color. And color in this one here. And then maybe what we can do, whoops, I'm missing a leaf here. Let's do this one. And then we can come in and color some of the florals. So again, I can choose which of the 3 pinks I want to use. And let's do this one up here too. Just simple coloring in, about as easy as you can get. Let's do maybe this one down here with the middle. You really get a nice range of colors here. Now the ink will dry right away because it's an alcohol-based marker, so you don't need to sit around and wait for it to dry before you can put it onto your project. And there you go. Quick and easy to do. And a lot of fun. A great way to put those alcohol markers to use. So back to my card, I've got the front covered with lightly patterned paper, and then the colored acetate has the border placed along the edge. So the acetate goes all the way to the corners. And I've used just my simple glue stick to secure things down on this side, putting the color behind where some of this colored border will hide any glue show through. And then I'm leaving this part open. I've got some more double-sided tape securing this down underneath this topper. And so then my topper here is a nested frame. The center section is popped up on foam tape. I've got a metallic border here, and I wrapped the front panel with jute twine and give a little bit of softness here, and then I've got a gingham bow as well. And then for the card inside, I have some more of this gorgeous patterned cardstock and an image from the square little book, which I've trimmed down. So this is what the original image looks like, and I just used a pair of scissors to go around the outside edge so that I've got some of the floral kind of overlapping the top and the bottom as well. And then I've got one of the sentiments on here, and that will wrap up my acetate featuring card here, which is just so much fun, and just a lot of fun to add in some of the color in here as well. And that is our final project of the day today. So a big thank you to our friends at Hunkydory for their gorgeous designs, always so value-packed and so easy to use. A special thanks to you for joining me today. We're really glad you're here, and we're happy that you're a part of the Paper Wishes family. Do feel free to leave a comment. We love to hear what you think. Each item can be purchased separately, and you can see them below. However, we've also bundled them into a creative money saver just for you. For the money saver, see this webisode on paperwishes.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just have a look in the description box below this video. You'll find a link that will take you to our Paper Wishes webisodes page, and you can see everything I just mentioned. If you enjoyed our video today, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps people to find our channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We create 3 to 5 videos each week, so there's always something fun to inspire your creative spirit.